G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website and YouTube channel Kangaroo Court of Australia. Now, I've just published an article on Sunday the 11th of January 2026, and things have moved very fast. The article is about the Adelaide Writers' Festival withdrawing an invitation to a Palestinian writer. And as of Sunday, roughly 50 other writers had withdrawn in support of her, but now it's up to close to 100, and 4 of the 8 directors of the governing body overseeing the Writers' Festival have resigned. And the Palestinian writer in question has sent a legal letter to the board requesting information in relation to why her invitation was withdrawn. And I think things will move pretty quick over the next few days as well. The article I published on Sunday sets the foundation for the story, so I'll read that article out to you. And the article's titled, Zionist Jews Mark Leibler and Jeremy Leibler have Palestinian-Australian Dr Abdel-Fattah sacked from the Adelaide Writers' Week. And the article starts off, the Bondi Beach shooting has been weaponised by Australian Jews to put a political hit on Palestinian-Australian writer Dr Abdel-Fattah by forcing the Adelaide Festival to withdraw her invitation for the Adelaide Writers' Week for being Palestinian. Now that's a big call, but the evidence supports it. An article goes on to say, since Thursday, the 8th of January 2026, the same day Prime Minister Anthony Albanese announced the Royal Commission into the Bondi shooting and anti-Semitism, over 50 writers have withdrawn from the Adelaide Writers' Week because of the openly racist decision to cancel Dr Abdel-Fattah's invitation. And as I said at the beginning, that's now increased to almost 100 writers withdrawing. And the article goes on to say, make no mistake, the 2 people behind the political hit on Dr Abdel-Fattah are lawyers and Zionists, Mark Leibler and his son Jeremy Leibler, as they have formed on the board trying to get rid of Palestinians from the Adelaide Writers' Week in 2023, with the support of South Australian Premier Peter Malinakis. The Leiblers have strong political connections because they have given millions of dollars of free legal advice over many years to the likes of Peter Dutton, Bill Shorten, Tony Abbott, for anything from tax advice to defending rape allegations and some reasons are secret. The Australian Financial Review reported on the 21st of February 2023 in an article titled Minters Cuts Ties with Adelaide Festival over Palestinian Writers, which says in part, the festival wrote to sponsors 2 weeks ago to assure them that all sessions would be conducted in a respectful way. Minters sought further assurances late last week from Adelaide Writers' Week director Louise Adler. They were given, but the law firm still withdrew its support. Ms Adler has resisted pressure from critics, including South Australian Premier Peter Malinakis and Jeremy Leibler, a partner at law firm Arnold Block Leibler, and president of the Zionist Federation of Australia, to drop Mr Al-Kurd and Ms Abdul-Hawa from the program. I don't want us to be a party to the cancel culture, Ms Adler said. Mr Leibler has also been lobbying Minters and other commercial partners to sever their ties with the entire festival, which runs from March 3rd to 19th. Mr Leibler said on Tuesday that the Zionists Federation of Australia welcomed Minters' principled decision to reject anti-Semitism and those who are prepared to give it a voice. Mark Leibler and Jeremy Leibler are Zionists who regard criticism of Israel and the genocide in Gaza as being anti-Semitic. So it's no surprise they wanted Palestinians, Mr Al-Kurd and Ms Abdul-Hawa dropped in 2023, and they went after Dr Abdel-Fattah this year. Mark Leibler and his son Jeremy Leibler, who are both well known for preaching hate online, also have formed for attacking Dr Abdel-Fattah on social media in 2025 and over recent days. In February 2025, I published an article titled Lawyers Mark Leibler and Jeremy Leibler Go After Palestinian Supporters on Social Media, which documents Jeremy Leibler attacking Dr Abdel-Fattah on social media, encouraging violence against her. Below is a full statement by the Adelaide Festival Board. They spend the first 3 paragraphs talking about the Bondi shooting, before even mentioning Dr Abdel-Fattah. Then say her invitation has been withdrawn, even though they say she had nothing to do with the Bondi shooting. The Adelaide Board also published a statement on social media site X, which is formerly known as Twitter. The only people who benefit from publishing a blatantly defamatory statement publicly are Zionist Jews such as Mark Leibler and Jeremy Leibler, who want to silence critics of Israel and who are running a vendetta against Dr Abdel-Fattah. And I'll read out the statement by the Adelaide Festival Board, which was published on Thursday, 8th of January 2026. It starts off, the Adelaide Festival Board is responsible for the delivery of Australia's much-loved Adelaide Writers' Week. As an organisation and as people, we have been shocked and saddened by the tragic events of Bondi. We have been further saddened by the national grief and the significant heightening of both community tensions and the community debate. In this shared time of both mourning and reflection, we have spent the last weeks commencing a review across our current and planned operations and interactions through the lens of the current national community context and the role of the Adelaide Festival in promoting community cohesion. Consideration of the appropriate response to such a tragedy is a human exercise that we understand is subjective in nature. We also understand others will undoubtedly form different judgments. These judgments may likely even change as the landscape and context evolves. As a board responsible for the Adelaide Festival organisation and all Adelaide Writers' Week events, staff, volunteers and participants, we have today advised scheduled writer Dr Abdel-Fattah that the board has formed the judgment that we do not wish to proceed with her scheduled appearance in next month's Writers' Week. Whilst we do not suggest in any way that Dr Abdel-Fattah's or her writings have any connection with the tragedy at Bondi, given her past statements, we have formed the view that it would not be culturally sensitive to continue to program her at this unprecedented time so soon after Bondi. The board has also formally established a subcommittee to oversee the ongoing board-led review and guide decisions about Adelaide Writers' Week in the near future and longer terms. This includes ongoing engagement with the relevant government agencies and the appointment and/or advice of external experts. This suite of decisions has been taken with a genuine view that they provide the best opportunity for the success and support of the Adelaide Festival, for the Adelaide Writers' Week and the communities we seek to serve and engage. We understand these board decisions will likely be disappointing to many in our community. We also recognise our request to Dr Abdel-Fattah will be labelled and will cause discomfort and pressure to other participants. These decisions have not been taken lightly. Our only request is that our community is respectful to our staff and volunteers who have not formed part of our decision-making process and deserve nothing but ongoing support for their excellent work. We have communicated our decisions to the state government after having regular discussions post the tragic events of Bondi. The board and senior executive will be communicating with all Adelaide Writers' Week participants in coming days, along with other key stakeholders. We hope to see you at the Adelaide Writers' Week. Signed, the Adelaide Festival Board. Now, Dr Abdel-Fattah responded, and I'll read you out her response. And it says, Dr Abdel-Fattah responds to being cancelled from the Adelaide Writers' Week. And she says, this is a blatant and shameless act of anti-Palestinian racism and censorship and a despicable attempt to associate me with the Bondi massacre. What makes this so outrageously racist is that the Adelaide Writers' Festival Board has stripped me of my humanity and agency, reducing me to an object onto which others can project their racist fears and smears. The board's reasoning suggests that my mere presence is culturally insensitive, that I, a Palestinian who had nothing to do with the Bondi atrocity, am somehow a trigger for those in mourning, and that I should therefore be persona non grata in cultural circles, because my very presence as a Palestinian is threatening and unsafe. After 2 years of Israel's live-streamed genocide of Palestinians, Australian arts and cultural institutions continue to reveal their utter contempt and inhumanity towards Palestinians. The only Palestinians they will tolerate are silent and invisible ones. I remain confident that the writing community and the broader public will ultimately respond with principle and integrity, as they did when I was singled out in the same racist way during the Bendigo Writers' Festival. In the end, the Adelaide Writers' Festival will be left with panellists who demonise a Palestinian at one side of their mouths while waxing lyrical about freedom of speech from the other. And I go on to say in the article, I find it interesting where the Adelaide Festival Board says, we also recognise our request to Dr Abdel-Fattah will be labelled. They are right. It has been labelled by many as racist and defamatory. If Dr Abdel-Fattah didn't have a Palestinian background, would they have withdrawn her invitation? The answer is clearly no, which says it all. And I published a couple of responses on social media in the article. The first response is by Pugone Plays on X, and she says, what the Adelaide Festival Board has done to Dr Abdel-Fattah is disgraceful. They've shamed her, raised her voice, and masked a political decision as cultural sensitivity. This is censorship, plain and simple. Boycott. And Rachel Withers says, Dr Abdel-Fattah uninvited from Adelaide Writers' Week because of Bondi, even though they did not suggest in any way that Dr Abdel-Fattah's or her writings have any connection with the tragedy at Bondi. She just can't come anymore because of Bondi. My article goes on to say, so why did the Adelaide Festival Board even mention the Bondi shooting? Because it was a political hit and they wanted to link it to the Bondi shooting to defame her. It is the same trick the ABC used when they leaked to News Corp's Australian that Antoinette Lattouf had been sacked by the ABC. And then when Lattouf took legal action against ABC, they claimed she hadn't been sacked. The ABC leak was a deliberate attempt by someone at the ABC to defame Lattouf and damage her journalism career for the benefit of the lawyers for Israel who had her sacked. And the Adelaide Festival Board deliberately published the press release online linking Dr Abdel-Fattah to the Bondi shooting to damage her career. I suspect the Adelaide Festival Board press release was at least partially drafted by Mark Leibler and Jeremy Leibler. If the Adelaide Festival Board had a legitimate reason to withdraw Dr Abdel-Fattah's invitation, they would have said what the reasons were and said nothing else. There's no need to mention Bondi at all, and they know it. The chances of some sort of legal action spilling out from this scandal are high, such as a possible complaint to the Australian Human Rights Commission for racial discrimination and or defamation proceedings. Over the next few days, all the people involved in the political hit will all deny responsibility, trying to avoid ending up in the witness box or being sued themselves. Now, I'm an independent journalist and I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself. And I said this at the end of the article. Admin, 7 weeks ago, I launched a campaign with a simple goal: find 200 new monthly supporters so I can keep doing this work as a fully independent journalist, running this site and the YouTube channel without corporate backing or paywalls. Since then, 70 wonderful people have stepped up and become monthly supporters. That's huge. Thank you. We're now at 130 to go. If you've been enjoying the work and aren't yet supporting monthly, I'd be incredibly grateful if you consider joining them. Here's the situation. Like most independent journalists, I'm basically a one-person small business. Right now, a lot of us are feeling the squeeze, just like many small businesses and households are. To stay afloat and keep bringing you the reporting I do, I need roughly 200 more people, 130 now, like I just said, chipping in whatever they can comfortably afford each month. Anything from $3 to $100 or whatever works for your budget makes a real difference. There's no lock-in and you can cancel or adjust at any time. If that feels doable right now, you can see all the donation options on the donations page on my website, and there's a link to the donations page below this video on YouTube. Your support, whether it's a monthly donation or one-off donation, or just sharing my work, is what keeps independent voices like this one alive. And please do your bit and help shine a light on corruption and share this video on social media. And please hit the like and subscribe button and notification button. That way you get notified when I publish a new video. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.